Last time on Super, Piccolo wrangled up some wrong-ends while Goku and Vegeta continued their training for Moro. Sagambo's Galactic Bandit Brigade. Now on the lookout, Krillin gets filled in on the goings-on of the last few days. Bulma hopes this information will help him understand why the Galactic Patrol needs all the fighters it can get. On that note, she inquires of the whereabouts of Gohan and Tenshinhan. Glancing to our left, looks like the Macarinis have been locked in a human-sized cage Dende and Popo just had lying around for some reason. Krillin informs that Gohan is at one of his college lectures, but he'll swing by after that. And Tenshinhan doesn't own a cell phone, so there's no way to reach him, causing Bulma to retort, "Geez, who doesn't have a phone in this day and age?" Turning back to Piccolo, Krillin beckons if they should contact Yamcha, as behind a ship closes in on the lookout. The incoming wind from the craft brushing over him. Looks like Jocko's here. "W now," he angrily shouts. "Hey, Bulma! I told you to gather up all the toughest warriors!" She squares up and responds that Krillin was the only one who could come. He's obviously got nothing else going on. But he squints his eyes and he's really not that free. Before Eska calls after Dende, who quickly recognizes him. "Eska, it's really you!" Kind of strange that the pair was able to meet before Dende left Namek. I think it's been about 13 years since. Then again, maybe he went back to visit. Piccolo queries if he was the only one who made it. And yep, the three of them here are the last surviving Namekians. A reality that doesn't sit well with him. Eska hollers that he's ready to fight for peace in the galaxy and restore Namek, asking if there's anything he could do to help, just let him know. When Pasta cackles out in laughter. "Ha! As if you losers could ever stand up to Moro. It's obey or be killed. No third option, you hear?" Grimacing at the familiar side of the criminal, Jocko stomps over shouting the three of them are the last people he expected to run into here, who bid the Space Cup a long time no see. He bends over to snarl he's never met anyone who belonged in a cage more than them. The villain only takes this as a compliment. However, once everything's hunky-dory again, they're headed back to the Galactic Slammer. This only causes the bandit to chuckle. "You still don't get it. The main force is gonna swoop down here and rescue us any day now." Fun news for Jocko. Whipping his face around, he beckons. "You let them contact Moro?" Piccolo's silence saying enough. It'd be nice if they'd lead with that next time. The patrolman figures he'd better ask HQ to confirm exactly who is coming their way. Blasting through space, Shimareka asks, "Earth?" "Never heard of it. How about you, Yumba?" Mowing down on some of the yellow MREs I used to pretend my granola bars were as a kid, the bear-like convict hasn't, but he sure hopes they've got, not saying that word, treats. A little annoyed at a single-minded mentality, Shimareka retorts that he's got food on the brain and not much else, huh? And of course, it's been nothing but these stinking bar things since they busted out of prison. A 7-3 emotionlessly utters, "Planet 4032, Green 877. Third planet from its star, in the outskirts of the northern sector of space." Their pilot smirks, figuring he should have known he'd have the intel. The mysterious being continues. "Data indicates this planet is still in the developmental stage and is of little value." But little value? Probably nothing then. However, this data is from before we were arrested by the Galactic Patrol. It could be out of date. Shutting his jaw out, Shimareka thinks it sounds like a boring rock. But unable to go another minute without some real food, Yumba screams that he's so hungry. No more waiting! Find another planet for a pit stop! Not really carrying either way. The gang heads to the nearest world for some food. Jocko gets a transmission about the ship charting a course for Earth. Scan suggests that Shimareka and Yumba are on board, along with OG-73I. But 7-3's with them? Krillin questions who the heck that is. Is that his name? The spaceman explains that all three of them are Sagambo's henchmen. They're members of an infamous brigade of galactic bandits. They rampaged around the galaxy before great pains were taken to catch them. Asking the important questions, Bulma queries, by you, Jocko? But nope, by Agent Maris. Moving the topic back to the fighters at hand, Krillin mentions how the Earth has Piccolo and Gohan, so they'll be fine, right? And, oh sure! Though on that note, Jocko thinks he'll be off. If they survive, he'll be back to recruit them later. With Bulma demanding he wait a second. Leaving so soon, he should stay and fight too. Literally trying to crawl back onto a ship. Nah, I'm out of here. I only came to pick up the new recruits anyway. Pulling him down, the scientist argues that he's the only one who knows anything about these baddies, so he'd better help them. To a nervous Krillin, this is Jocko admitting they're too strong for him to defeat. And he really doesn't beat around the bush, huh? But to be honest, yeah, exactly. Piccolo wants to know what they need to know about him. At least tell them that before he leaves. He brushes himself off and goes, "Sheesh, fine, but then I'm gone." They're all wicked strong, but the one to watch out for is OG 7-3i, and his nasty special move. As the others shout out on some real food, 7-3 towers over a couple of downed opponents, staring down at another 4. They appear to be a kind of hedgehog porcupine men. As we just saw, a copy ability? What does Jocko mean? He can steal other people's powers by grabbing their necks. The stolen powers last for 30 minutes. Piccolo wants to verify this isn't about hijacking bodies or brainwashing. And nah, not like that. 7-3 is already plenty strong, so the abilities he copies just gives him an extra boost. Inquiring what kind of being the fugitive is. He's an artificial one, cooked up by a planet with advanced tech and science, so he's got nothing resembling normal emotions or feelings. He's just a killing machine who obeys his allies' orders. Upon spotting a cave with a few survivors. Looks like the creatures of this world are able to utilize teleportation. An adult holds open a portal as a few youngsters try to escape. Krillin questions how long they have before these villains arrive, and Jocko's pretty confident it's going to be about 10 days. In only 10 days? The 3-foot warrior figures he'd better start training. Looking up, he asks Piccolo what about him. However, he never stops honing himself even in the best of times. When the trio of Moro's men appear on the lookout, 7-3 was able to copy that alien species' portal ability. While our heroes are simply shocked, Jocko cowers in fear at the presence of the artificial life form. 7-3! For whatever reason, it didn't just immediately click with our heroes that these 3 portal-traveling orange jumpsuit-wearing key-havers were the 3 bandits in question. Shimareka smirks. Lucky us. The planet we stopped on was home to these critters who could create warp portals. His comrade adding that it would have taken days to get here by spaceship. With his focus still on business, 7-3 alerts his partners to the right. The Macarena gang. As they waltz over to him, Jocko commands they stop in the name of the law. And it wasn't until now Shimareka even realized the Galactic Patrol was here. He's drawing a blank on what his name is, though. Information the android has offhand. He utters his name is Jocko, leading the short green one to question why he's here. Don't tell him he wrangled up the Macarena gang. That's not a bad day's work. Who falsely utters, "Darn right I did! And if you're here to save him, think again!" Pasta's delighted to see how fast Shimareka and the others showed up, requesting they bust him out of this cage. Happy to see him alive and well. He's actually got a message for the 3 of them from Lord Moro. traitors who act on their own are disposable. His words. Stopping him, Shimareka scowls at Piccolo, asking what he wants. The Namekian scolds there's no killing allowed at the sanctuary. To the utter disbelief of the Macaranis, snatching his arm back with a, "Get off of me!" Piccolo continues his assertion by shouting,
"And no evildoers allowed on planet Earth, so be gone!"
With an unspoken communication. Piccolo! With 7-3 presumably copying Piccolo's abilities. What does this entail? Will the android simply take on the Namekian's techniques as advertised? Or is there something we still don't know?